Stock market investors, we are live here on Friday, June 5th. I'm going to try to do this series a little more frequently on Tuesdays and Fridays, where I kind of go over in the beginning of the week what I'm doing, stocks that I'm buying, and on Friday we go through my option strategies, whether we did good this week or we did bad this week. The stock market is selling off considerably. If we take a look at QQQ, not a good day today, down nearly 3% in one day. The market's not looking great today, that is for sure. If we take a look at VOO, which tracks the S&P 500, down nearly 1.5%. The markets are not doing great. The Dow Jones is down 0.5%, S&P 500 1.4%, and then the NASDAQ down 2.5%. Some of these big names are getting beat up pretty good. NVIDIA down 4.6%. Nokia down 9.16%. Keel Infrastructure Corp down 13%. Intel Corporation down 7%. Plug Power down 10%. Redwire down 11%. These are some of the hot names. We'll go through my watch list. We're getting banged up pretty good today in the big dog account, down almost 10 grand. Down, 4.65%. And some of my smaller accounts were not down as bad, but it is what it is. But I appreciate you guys all coming into this live stream. Let me know if you could hear me well in the comments down below. We're going to go through my portfolio right now. We're going to start to look at these option strategies that we did this week, what we're going to do with them right now. Okay, so here we are. 6.5. We have a bunch of option strategies in the money right now. So we're going to take a look at chipping these fools down the road a little bit. So we are up on this strategy with Canadian Solar with this 1750 put. So we are up 65% on this, but I don't know if I want to buy these shares right now. We're getting really close to bouncing back over the 1750 mark. So I'm not sure I'm going to close this out quite yet. I'm going to let the day play out a little bit. But we do have two 1850 puts. I'm going to try to roll these down the road a little bit. Canadian Solar has been up and down. It like sheds, goes up, rips up 10%, sheds 10%. So we got to kind of play this out. We know this stock pretty well right now, so I'm going to see if we could kick this down to like the beginning of July sometime. And we're going to take a look at the $17 puts. So we would still be up on that. So if we go to 1650s, I want to be positive here on the credits. I want to get my account credited so we don't ever lose money on these strategies. But I do want to... This looks actually pretty juicy right here. The 1650 puts for the end of June. And remember, Juneteenth, I think that's the 19th. We will not have the stock market that day. It is closed. So we're going to review this and see if we could kick these on down the road. So we'll have to see. Right now, it's not letting us kick them down the road. So we're going to cancel this. I got some other strategies we got to work on as well. Kind of clear some options money for us in this big dog account. We'll go through all my options and we'll go through my watch list. Some stocks are getting absolutely bamboozled today. It is, of all my stocks, Celsius is the only one that's green right now. Multiple stocks are down 10%. The AI sector is getting obliterated right now. So CleanSpark, these 1550 puts, I'm going to try to roll these down the road a little bit for sure. And we'll be able to clear some space. We'll go down to the 626 range and see if we can get these, $13. Let's check 1350. And then we'll see $14 here. Not sure I love that. I'm going to kick this down the road even more. Let's go to middle of July. And then if we can go to, I would love to get it. Let's see if we can figure out if we could get it. Oh, we'll try September here. 12. What about the $10 ones? Here are the $11 ones in September. We'll clear a little bit of cash here. So we'll review this order, place it, and see where we're at, see if it goes through. And then sometimes these option strategies, it did fill. So we rolled those out to September. So I'm happy with that. Definitely happy with that. And then we'll go back to the summary because right now the market's in a downtrend. So I don't know if I want to take on any of these shares at the current moment. So we have these 1650 puts here. We have 5 strategy, which is a bummer for sure. All right, we have these 1650s. We paid 45 cents. They're $1.85 right now, so we're down pretty good here. So I'm going to kick these down the road as well. I'll probably roll them to similar time and space in like September. And then if the stock shoots back up again, we'll like bring them back. So right now the September 18th, $13 puts, not really where we want to be. I want to kick them down to December, these ones. Because I really don't want to buy these shares right now because I think the volatility for CleanSpark could be pretty crazy. So here's the $11 puts. We'll see if we can shed these off to that date. We'll see if they fill or not. And it did fill. So we were able to roll both of these strategies to later in the year. And then I play these as the market kicks back up. We could bring them back a little bit closer to the strike point. But right now, I'm happy with that. This is actually a great day to buy when it bleeds like this. In this big dog account, we're down $18,000. But our option strategies are up $11,000. So that kind of gives us a little bit of breathing room for sure. Because I do sell a lot of covered calls. So a lot of our covered calls are looking pretty good right now. Again, we're up on the 1750 put. So I'll probably roll this to next week. We'll see if we could get these 1850s as well. We'll probably roll them depending on the way the market plays out. But all these calls, 18, 19. So we're going to clear all these. We're up pretty good this week. Rigetti is down. So I'll probably roll this a little bit because I like Rigetti. If I could get Rigetti back in that $16, $15 range, that looks pretty juicy to me. I'm hoping the stock can bounce back a little bit in the second half of the day and get back up over the $22. So I'm not going to close that out right now, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Some of my favorite stocks, if I have like 5 shares or whatever, I'm kind of building out the position. If this gets under my initial cost basis, I did sell some shares on the huge bump up. And a lot of these AI stocks, I did sell some shares to build up a little bit of cash. I do love Comcast right now as well. I did a DCA for Comcast, and fair value is around $50 per share. At $23.50 is crazy to me. I'm going to start building out that position pretty hard, in my opinion. So if I took a dump today, down 6.38%. Rigetti is down nearly 12%. NVTS is down 14%. I have been selling. I had like 50 shares and I've been selling the bump. I just kept 10 to track it. ELF is another stock I've been building out. Banged up pretty good, down 4%. We'll go over to my watch list right now and we can kind of see what stocks I'm taking a look at. The market is getting obliterated today, guys. So it is what it is. Here's my watch list. We'll organize this by the biggest stocks that are getting blown up. The rare earth USAR is down 14%. NVTS getting a semiconductor stock getting obliterated. ALMU down 13%. Cipher Digital, IREN, another stock that I would like to buy. If we take a look over here at the 52-week range, we can kind of see where the trends are. QBTS is kind of in the middle of that range. Some of these AI stocks and semiconductor stocks and quantum computing stocks have run up considerably. So I want to get them at better valuations. Like Intel is trading at a crazy valuation right now, from $20 to over $100. I don't want to buy that there. Some of these stocks, when they're in the middle of this 52-week range, like CoreWeave is looking interesting right now. It was at 187. It's like right around $100 per share right now. It gets down in the 80s. That's why we probably start nibbling away at this stock. Yeah, I mean the whole market's red. I mean on my whole watch list, there's what 5 positions that are green, and one of them is a bank and Cheesecake Factory, right? So, and then I did love. I've been in and out of this Marriott Vacations. It was down in the low 50s, high 40s. I was buying it. It bumped up to 75, 80, and I would sell it. Rinse and repeat a few times for sure, guys. It's kind of where I'm at with this market right now. I mean, everything's just getting obliterated. American Express is trading at a really interesting valuation as well. 52-week high at $387. It's trading at 309 right now. Under $300 a share for American Express looks like a buy to me. Revolve Group looks like another stock that I like at this position. Whirlpool is getting absolutely obliterated. 52-week high of over $100, $110. It's at 39 right now. Revolve 52-week high over $31. It's trading at 18.92 right now. There are definitely some stocks that I'm getting interested in. Pegasystems down considerably, but a lot of the stocks on my watch list are, on the second half of the 52-week high range. Sound AI Inc. I think a lot of these AI stocks are going to start to come back down to earth, especially the ones that aren't generating any revenue and profits. You got to be careful with the AI stocks, guys. You really, really do. If you're up 20, 30, 40% in a couple weeks, it might not be a bad idea to trim some of those positions, right? And kind of figure out where you want to go moving forward. But today's been a bad day in the market. We're down 4% in the big dog account. Not looking great. My actual shares are getting obliterated, down 18K. Woo, down 10%. But luckily, with selling those covered calls, I do like selling the cover calls when the market's running hot because it kind of gives us a little margin of safety there. I will be rolling these Canadian Solar puts at some point today. I'm hoping that Rigetti can bounce back, get up over $22 by the end of the day. We shall see how that works out. I am a buyer of Robinhood stock, probably in that $75 and under range. I had about 50 shares. I sold half the position when it ran up over like in the 90s. But Robinhood, I think long term is going to be a great play, but crypto is getting absolutely obliterated. So I don't think right now is a bad time to start adding to your crypto positions as well. Robinhood's down 26% year to date. It had a little bump up. It ran up into the 90s, and I sold half my position because I didn't think it was going to hold because of Bitcoin, and then it shot back down. So if it gets back in this range, in the 60s, I'm a buyer of Robinhood for sure. I think that's a great time to enter this stock. Over the last year, we've had some ebbs and flows. Over the last year, it was up to $153 per share. It's at 82 right now. If you could get it in the 60s, I think that's an absolute steal for this stock. I like Robinhood. I'm going to be a buyer of it sooner rather than later. I do think that the crypto winter, I think most people that I follow that cover Bitcoin and know a lot more than I do think that we could go under 50K. I think if Bitcoin goes under 50K, it's a time to really start backing the truck up and buying some crypto, in my opinion. That's what I will be doing. This is not financial advice, but that's just what I'll be doing. As crypto gets beat up, we got to take advantage of that, in my opinion. I do think DraftKings will run up as we get closer to football season. I probably want to get my money back in DraftKings, start selling some more covered calls, and then trim the position a little bit. They just can't seem to be profitable consistently long term, and that definitely concerns me moving forward. There's tons of competition in that kind of avenue that they're in, so I'm definitely concerned about that. Another stock I do love is Shopify. I did sell on the bump. I sold like 25 shares because I didn't think it was going to hold. So if we get under back around $100 per share, I'll probably start adding more to that Shopify position. I do want to build that out long term, but I do love Comcast. And then these stocks down here, these ETFs, I kind of just keep them in cash. So I could probably sell the JEPQ, raise some capital. I have 87 shares right now. If I sell them at $59, we're talking about $5,000 in cash that I could start distributing to other positions. This NFXL, that's a double leverage Netflix. I do think Netflix long term is going to be a really good play. The amount of money they're making and the free cash flow is a remarkable number there for Netflix. I do want to start adding to this position. It's actually holding up pretty good today considering the rest of the market is getting crushed, only down 0.5%. And over the last year, it's just been the last 6 months for probably more like the last 3 months. Yeah, it was over $108 and it's just been a nosedive since then. But I do think this stock is going to be a winner long term for us. They're just like a profit machine, man. Like look at the EPS. It's crazy. The historical EPS, they beat like almost doubled what Wall Street thought they were going to be doing, and then they're selling off. I don't understand that. The PEG ratio closing in on 1 is great for a company like this. The forward PE under 23. And the PE looks pretty juicy to me for a company still growing considerably. I do like what's going on with Netflix for sure. The debt is serviceable in my opinion. The income statement, the revenue trend, since 2021 looks pretty good to me. Operating expenses are going down. Total operating income before taxes, they're down a little bit. But the cash flow is definitely important for me. Total cash from operations, from where they were at in 2021 to where they're at now, we see a serious uptrend in my opinion. I do like that for sure. So the technicals, the 20-day moving average is at $86. The 50-day moving average is at 92. 200-day moving. I like the 50-day and the 200. Personally, these other ones I don't really, the 20-day moving average, it is what it is. But yeah, we need to get back up over $92 and then we could see an uptrend possibly for the stock moving forward. But there's a longer-term downtrend for sure. I agree with that analysis. It's definitely in a bearish position right now, but that's the time to buy good companies is when the market is kind of forgetting about them a little bit. I think Netflix long-term is going to be a great buy for us here in the portfolio. I definitely want to get up over 100 shares over the next month or two. We'll see how the market trends. But for me, these AI stocks are getting destroyed. Rigetti's down 13% in one day. The whole market is just taking a huge dump. It's been a tough day in the neighborhood for sure, but there are days like this. But fortunately, I'm up 12K in my option portfolio. So we like that moving forward. A lot of green here, not a lot of red. If you look at all my option strategies, a lot of green. We like that. That's where we want to be. And we'll clear some cash for our options this week. We have a lot of options expiring today. If we take a look at all the dates, we have dozens of them expiring. These are all the option strategies we have expiring today. We're pretty green on most of these. Rigetti, I'm going to bump that down the road for sure. And as well as the Canadian Solar. We'll have to see how the rest of the day plays out. But for me, we're looking pretty good. These are the ones that are in the money so far, the 1750s. But we're up on this trade. So worst comes to worst, I'll bump it off down the road next week or the week after. But we're still positive. So that's all that really matters. QQQ continues to downtrend, down nearly 3% today. The market is getting crushed. It's probably a good thing to like sell off a little bit, but the market's been running a little bit hot. So we got to take that into consideration whenever we're doing stuff like this, guys. So that's kind of what I'm doing with my stock portfolio right now. I just wanted to go over the overall market. I mean, CleanSpark's getting absolutely destroyed as well. So we'll take a look at these gain losses. And then some of these, what I like to do with these calls, the ones that are up over 70%, if they're out far like Chewy is, there's not a lot of money to be made in the rest of this option, and that's all the way in November. So I'll like kick that to a call, a closer to the strike price of where the stock is. I'll win on this option strategy, and we'll put that at we could do it for like September at like a $25 call, $26 call. Take some profits on this because the decay is so small when you're talking going out, 5 or 6 months down the road. So if you're up huge and there's still a lot of time left, you could push the option strategy closer to today's date. The decay will be coming down faster, which is a good thing. And you could just increase your profits a little more quicker. That's kind of my strategy moving forward. All right, guys, there it is. That's my Friday live stream here on the stock market. Not a great day in the markets at all whatsoever. Dow down 0.5%. S&P 500 down. Index down at 1.5%. The NASDAQ down 2.5%. There are some people selling off today on Friday, so we'll see how the weekend goes. Hopefully we can get out of this war. Oil will continue to downtrend, and then we'll see where we're at moving forward. Let's check out the oil futures real quick. Yeah, I mean, oil's going down. Crude oil futures are down. Yeah, the oil looks pretty good on a downtrend. If we take a look over the last, this is the last, this is the futures. I do like taking a look at oil stuff. I do like, because like the way oil prices are right now, if oil spikes up and the futures are down, but crude oil prices, that's kind of what I like to look at. Crude oil is down 2.5%. This is a good thing. I want to get oil under $85 a barrel. That's kind of, if we could hold under for all of these different crudes at 85, that's kind of a good downtrend in my opinion, right? So with that in mind, I think it's just a Friday sell-off. Actually, I think today is a good opportunity to nibble away and buy some shares if you have some cash. That's kind of where I'm at, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next. I'm going to do Tuesday and Friday lives. You guys are the best.